Yeah. OnChain revolution, you're not bullish enough. OnChain revolution, you're not bullish enough. Every day we steady looking at the market, and we gon' tell you how to get started. Chain abstraction, fear and greed index, always looking at price action. Broke on advance, you don't even gotta mention. Swap it in the decks, you're not bullish enough. Trade it in the segs, you ain't trenching enough. We do that market recap. Too much Bitcoin, gotta go to rehab. Shizzy and Jago B. OnChain revolution, network in the art. Every day we go live, baby, you know where we are. We mention all the networks and the crypto. Need some more liquidity, flipping and trading is the recipe. Too many protocols to count. I get high and I'm never coming down. Number go up, then I'ma say peace. Yeah, you thought that I was gonna leave. Yeah, we just getting started, man. OnChain revolution. Every day. Bring the beat back. Eyes everywhere, gotta be careful with volatile meme coins. You can get some bread if you round trip it, then you gon' regret. All this information in my head. BYOR, touch grass instead. Nobody really knows how it's gon' end up today. Somebody gotta tell you what's happening today. I don't let the money change me, no way. OnChain revolution, here to stay. Yeah, say I'm Sage, man. Hoodoo 2 on the way. Yeah. Nicky's. Yeah. OnChain revolution. OnChain. Hey, OnChain revolution. Bitcoin not an illusion. Market recap, then I do a roll call. You're not bullish in the vocal. Look at the price action, trend. Yeah, send it to the deck. Sell it through the stack. Ordinals the best. Too much Bitcoin, gotta go to read. If you end up bearish, gotta put the knee pad. Let me see the comments. Look at the fear and greed index. Bridge. Look at the chart.
Welcome back to OnChain Revolution. My name is Shizzy. On this channel, we're covering the entire Bitcoin crypto ecosystem. What is up, guys? We have an amazing show for you guys today. We have another OnChain hour, and it's gonna be good, guys, because Bitcoin is looking good right now. We are sitting with Bitcoin sitting at around 112,693. Really amazing. The fact that we did have that bounce back, we got to stay above 112. A lot of bigger traders are saying that is the point of no return. If we start falling below 112, it's not good. But the fact that we are above it and we're gaining strength above it, heading into PPI on Wednesday and CPI on Thursday, and the jobs number as well on Thursday, this is really good because we do know that the rate cut is locked in for September. I mean, it's like 100% at this point, 99 maybe. And then, we are looking forward to October. Markets are forward looking. I say this all the time. What does that mean? It means we price stuff in before the events happen. That's why you see a lot of the time you'll see buy the rumor, sell the news events, right? That's because markets are always forward looking. They're always pricing stuff in before it happens. We get a nice CPI. That means the market's going to start pricing in a rate cutting cycle. If the market starts pricing in a rate cutting cycle, it's different than a rate cut. That means we're going to have continuous cuts and potentially could be the rest of this year. We do have 3 Fed meetings coming up. One in September 17th, one in October, and then one in December. And that leads kind of into next year. Next year, we do know Jerome Powell's last month as Fed chair is March. Trump gets to pick the new Fed chair. What does that mean? That means that he's going to pick somebody who he believes is going to be dovish. When someone is dovish, it means they're going to continue to cut rates. Trump wants rates at 1%. That is a long way to go down. That could mean next year we could see 4 or 5 rate cuts alone just next year on top of the 3 that we potentially see this year. That is why the markets really ran in 2021, is because of that fact that rates were almost zero, pretty much zero, right? And then other thing was quantitative easing. Will Jerome Powell start speaking about quantitative easing? He's already said that inflation, is now not a priority anymore. Now the priority is jobs numbers. If he comes out and basically puts the jobs numbers ahead of inflation numbers, and the jobs numbers have been terrible. That means we're going to be on pace for 3 rate cuts today. I am solo today, guys. I'm solo today. And real quick, we will not be doing a TK giveaway today. It's just going to be too hard for me to grab the names, put them on the wheel solo. So what we're going to do today is tomorrow, I'm going to add you guys to the wheel still. So if you still put your stuff in there, I'm going to add you guys for tomorrow. And tomorrow we're going to give away 6 giveaways of 100,000 of TK. So just bear with us today. I promise you'll be back to normal tomorrow. Yagabi is back tomorrow, but I'm going to be going over a lot of really cool stuff today, and it's going to be fun. We do have Jeff from Merlin joining us a little bit later as well. So if you're interested in that, huge news that they're packing right now, guys. They're helping these TradFi companies come on chain and stake their Bitcoin. Exciting times are ahead for especially Bitcoin layer 2. So really excited for that. But let's try to jump right into what I'm seeing from the Bitcoin side of it. Let me share my screen here. All right, got it. Okay, so like I said earlier, Bitcoin sitting at 112 now, 698. Ethereum looking really good, up 1.2%. Hustle, shout out to the hustlers in the audience, man. Agent Hustle is one of my favorites right now, up almost 4%. XRP back to that $3. XRP back to $3 is a really good sign. It is the retail chosen coin. It seriously is. It used to be Doge. Now it's XRP. When you go on TikTok, when you go on Instagram, you're constantly seeing people talk about XRP, especially, you got OnlyFans models talking about it as well, right? And so it's just one of those things where, when you get people like that speaking about it, and with people not knowing much about crypto and they want to buy crypto for the first time, they're going to buy XRP. And so this is the retail coin. This is kind of how we're going to judge if retail is in or out, right? The opposite of XRP, though, is hype. Hype is hard to get. There's not many exchanges that offer hype at all. It's actually curious how many exchanges actually have hype. So let's just jump right into that real quick. So if you go down to CoinMarketCap, you go above. So it's on Bybit, it's on BitGet, it's on MEXC, it's on Gate, but it's not on. Is it on Binance? It does look like it's on Binance now, but there's only not much volume there. So I don't know if it is trading there. It might just be perps. But yeah, so there's not really many places that offer hype. So that is kind of it's a harder token to buy. XRP is by far the easiest. But let's jump back over to here. Ethereum chart. So I was listening to Benjamin Cohen over the weekend. Benjamin Cohen is somebody who's been pretty damn right, I gotta say, a lot, right? And he's actually saying that we need to come down and we need to test the 30, I think he said 35. He's kind of expecting us to kind of drop back down and then head back up, right? That's kind of what Benjamin Cohen is saying. I don't see that. Even so, that would look, like a bear flag and then a pop-up, which is very normal. I just can't see that. And his main reason was the Bitcoin ETH chart. He's kind of expecting us to kind of drop back down. If Bitcoin kind of take advantage again, bring it back up, and then start, and then Ethereum starts going again. I don't see that, honestly. I see that Ethereum's going to potentially, let me move this chart, is going to, maybe have a couple more days here in the sideways and then start going back up here. I think, it's just too much buying power into the market, too much staking that's happening. There's just not enough ETH on exchanges right now. The same thing happened to Bitcoin a while ago. So that is a big factor to me. And that is why, I'm kind of thinking in my head, there's too many bears. The bears are dead wrong. The next 6 months will be insane. And let me show you guys something real quick, something that I've been kind of thinking about in my head, right? Because you guys know me. I love Bitcoin stock to flow. I truly believe in plan B. A lot of people say, hey, he didn't hit his target whatever. We do know last year was highly manipulated, right? So in my opinion, if we do get a couple months, and these are on monthly charts, if we do get a couple months of just heading up, so this getting to here would be the same as this getting to here and then going sideways and coming down, right? And then even touching it again here. I think that we're going to get a cycle where it's just kind of up only to 700K. But what if we don't get that until 2027? What if November of 2027 is the top? Well, there's going to be a lot of bears that are wrecked because they are thinking that November or October of this year will be the top. And I just don't see it. I actually see it on the wave of with rate cutting cycle, with quantitative easing coming, with a lot of things macro wise coming to an end, like there's wars and stuff like that. I do think a lot of stuff will get settled. You are going to see a sign of people getting risky. When people getting risky, they get in stuff like Bitcoin. Not for us. To us, it's the safest thing in my portfolio. But for TradFi and countries and stuff like that, they'll see Bitcoin as a way of a hedge inflation. Same way they saw gold. I mean, gold's going to an all-time high right now. We're going to get into that. But right now, I just want to show this chart. And I think that we have this upward momentum because it's normally just a blow off top, right? Poof, and then down and blow off top, down. Now we're kind of getting this area where there's TradFi in the cycle, and we could see a dot after dot after dot. I mean, 200, 300, 400, right? And then we get to 500 and even 700, my target. And then we potentially come back down a little bit before we start the next cycle. And the next cycle, I see Bitcoin going to 6 million. And, that's by 2030. And I definitely think that is possible. Bitcoin is completely undervalued. We haven't seen nation states come in yet. We haven't seen these bigger players like Apple and Amazon come in yet. So what does that tell me? That means there's a lot of buying that's still going to happen. That means there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be very upset by getting out of the market too early because they think that we're going to repeat the last 3 cycles. Bitcoin is different this time because for the first time ever, it has an ETF. For the first time ever, you have countries buying it. For the first time ever as well, you have a crypto-friendly president who comes out and says he wants Bitcoin to be in the U.S. He wants the mining being done in the U.S. We've never had these 3 things before. So what that is telling me right now is that's telling me that we are going to see an insane cycle, something we might not ever see again, and we haven't even started yet. So when I say haven't started yet, obviously Bitcoin's been running, but I really mean the altcoins. There's a reason why the altcoins really aren't running right now, and that is the fact that there is no retail here yet, right? Retail is coming in, they're buying XRP, but retail doesn't have enough money to really move XRP the way TradFi guys are moving Bitcoin and ETH. And a lot of people feel safe in Bitcoin and ETH because they are pushing it up. So what is about to happen is we're going to see a trickle down effect where, these guys who made a ton of money, who bought Bitcoin back here, they're going to start selling in November, December, January. But they're going to be a little bit more risky because they're going to feel like they've made a lot of money. And what happens with that is they will normally head into altcoins. Yes, you're going to get riskier and risky. And you are seeing them already start doing it with coins like Hype. Hype is something that is different than we've ever seen before. In my opinion, it's very similar to what Terra Luna was, not the bad parts, but the good parts of it being, this decentralized stable coin. But what Hype is doing is they're these decentralized, perp stacks on their own chain, and they are taking a lot of, volume from Binance, from Bybit, from OKX, from Coinbase, and they are doing their own thing, and they're buying back and burning the Hype token and stuff like that. So they're doing a lot of flywheel effect. They were like the starting point of the flywheel effect. So I'm really, really looking forward to seeing that stuff. We got a lot of awesome people in here right now. Stan's here. He said Agent Hustle. Let's go. Yeah, Stan, you won last week. You won on Friday. I got to DM me if I don't DM you. I gotta get you your stuff from last week. Super fan, my guy. Stan says 40 years of madness incoming. Agreed. I believe that, dude. Myself says the ISM PMI is an indicator of the business cycle and the strength of the economy. What that goes up, risk on assets go up. Yeah, no, I agree. I actually heard a couple of people talking about the PMI and stuff like that. And, I do feel like with rate cuts, with quantitative easing that is coming, you are going to see this start to go up and risk on really start. Risk on hasn't started yet. Bitcoin, in my opinion, is risk off. Ethereum, in my opinion, is risk off. When we see things like Agent Hustle, like Hype, like Dog, right, like Tau go, this is a sign of risk on. And Tau being $347 is crazy to me. This is a $3,000 coin. They have a halving in December. They have the same tokenomics as Bitcoin. They have every 4 years. This is a coin that you definitely want to keep on your radar. Tau is something that I'm very, very bullish on, 100%. Sui looking good today, up 3%. Farcoin up 7% today. This is the leading indicator for a lot of the meme assets. Farcoin doesn't go up, memes do not go up. So that's one part of there. You are seeing Sui up 2.5%. DXY. So this is something I haven't showed you guys in a while, right? So this is kind of what I'm expecting to happen here. So every single time the dollar index has dropped below this 95, and it normally means it's the start of a bull run. We haven't gotten there yet for altcoins, right? We haven't even got there yet. This is kind of what I'm thinking. As you can see, let's take it back to this right here. So as it started going back up, this was April and May of 2018. we do know the tops for a lot of Bitcoin and altcoins in that bull run was January and February. So what happens, right? When it reaches here, it's basically a top moment. Same thing over here. You did have, 2021 was crazy bullish, but then, in May, when Bitcoin dropped from 64,000 down to 40, it was, a lot of people said that was the end of the bull run. And then the second part of that, the latter of the year, was kind of like a manipulated bull run from FTX because they made a lot of money and they ended up just taking assets and, basically making number go up. They pushed number go up. And that's kind of what a lot of people are saying. It was the second part of the 2020 bull run was very highly manipulated. And so that's kind of what this chart is showing me as well. It's showing me that, hey, in May and June of 2021, that was the top of the cycle. So I'm just kind of looking, same thing here. So I think the top of the cycle is going to be, I'm like sell in May and go away. That is kind of what I'm thinking here. I don't think it's going to be manipulated back up like it was in 2021. I think we're going to get to a point where it kind of drops below, and February and March are going to be the heat of the bull run. That is when you're going to see Bitcoin over 300K. That is when you see Ethereum over 11, 12,000, headed to my peak number for Ethereum was 18,000. And I think this happens fairly quickly. And that's kind of what happens with the alt season. The alt season really starts with, Bitcoin going up and then just Bitcoin going sideways and you start to see something move. That's kind of where we're at now. So what happens next, right? Ethereum moves. That's kind of what happened now. Then you see stuff like XRP. Then you see stuff like Tau. Then you see stuff like BNB, which you've already seen start moving. And then we see the fart coins and so on and so on. It's super exciting right now, guys, because we are in an area of true wealth being made if you are patient, if you are able to stay alive. Over the last 2 years, if you were able to stay alive, you're here right now, right? That's the biggest thing. Staying alive is the most important. What do I mean by staying alive? Don't take out leverage right now. I mean, if you want to do stuff like Artura, like I'm doing, small money, high leverage, just kind of messing around, and I'm farming the points, right? On top of that, you also don't want to be really messing with the shittiest of shitcoins, the stuff without communities, the stuff with that is born on Monday and dies on Friday. That type of stuff is something you want to do in the bull run. That's the type of stuff that you want to do when you've made a lot of money and you're okay with gambling, because that's how everyone is kind of thinking of what a lot of these Solana meme coins are. It's complete gambling. But in a bull run, you have better odds of winning. It's still gambling, but you just have better odds of winning. So that's something I'm looking forward to as well. Right now, I'm just kind of sitting pretty, just waiting for us to drop below this 95. And as you can see, like, look at the previous time we dropped below 95. It was a straight month candle when the DXY dropped from 95 to 94, right? So I'm kind of expecting the same thing here. 3 or 4 months of just downward momentum. And that starts, in my opinion, with September, October, and December's rate cut. Maybe we go a little sideways, kind of hang on this line. And then when people are kind of expecting Fed Chair Powell to, his job is done, his term is over, then we're going to see a new Fed chairman come in, but people are going to already have that in their minds. The DXY is going to drop before that happens because everyone is kind of baking that in, or, market being forward looking. So that's something that I'm really excited for too. I'm excited for, potentially dropping down here towards the end of this year, and then continuation all the way to about March. And then you kind of see some sideways before the bull run is over, and you see the dollar head back up to 105. And that's going to be, potentially May of 2027, I think will be the bottom for crypto. So I'm calling the top May of 2026. It might go to June, and I'm calling the bottom being in June. So in my opinion, the way I want to run this bull run going through, I want to sell in May and go away, and I want to start buying in June of the following year. So for me, I'm hoping to make tons of money and potentially just, going into Bitcoin. So when I say I want to go risk off, I want to sell, for me, I think Bitcoin's the safest bet. Even if Bitcoin drops 50%, I'm not worried about Bitcoin ever going away. So for me, yeah, I could put it in cash. Maybe I'll do a little bit of that and then buy back, in June, July of 2027 and start preparing for the 2028 bull run. Yeah, but for me, it's not worth the risk of like a country coming in and buying a crap load of Bitcoin. I want to be in Bitcoin. I'm going to be selling a lot of my assets in March and May and going into Bitcoin, even with the huge drop. But against altcoins, Bitcoin's going to win. And I'm okay with dealing with the downs of Bitcoin because I know what it is and I know it's going to $6 million one day. So if it drops from 700K down to 300K, I don't care because I know within the next 4 years from that point, Bitcoin's going to be a $6 million asset going into 2030 into the 2032 end of that cycle. So I'm really excited for that as well. So, but that's what I have on that stuff. Let's jump into some of the topics I have before you guys. All right. So the Nasdaq has filed a proposal with the SEC to amend its rules to allow trading of tokenized securities such as stocks, ETFs, alongside traditional ones on its main market. Nasdaq wants to come on chain. Nasdaq wants you to be trading these assets on chain the same way we trade Bitcoin, Ethereum on chain right now. So you're going to have liquidity pools with what stablecoin? That's the question. That could be USDC. That could be USD1. I think it's going to be one of the two. It won't be Tether. But what happens if Nasdaq has pools? Apple USD, Tesla USD, Nvidia USD. USD is going to make a lot of people a lot of money. How do you make money with USD? Well, you put it up against your favorite assets as a hedge. This is something TradFi is not able to do. They're not able to hedge their coins in a liquidity pool like we are. So imagine, when you're able to say, you know what, I'm not really bullish on Tesla right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a liquidity pool of USD1 and Tesla and put it in. So if Tesla goes up, it sells into USD1. If Tesla goes down, it buys it up, right? So that's something that TradFi really hasn't been able to do until now. So that's something really exciting. If approved, we move would mark for instance of tokenized securities trading on a U.S. exchange and could go live as early as Q3 2026. That would be huge, right? But think about that. It goes live right during the downward momentum. That could be pretty big for a lot of people who like to hedge for sure. Moving along though, Strategy has acquired 1,955 Bitcoin for $217.4 million at an average price of 111. MicroStrategy bought the dip. MicroStrategy bought the Bitcoin that you sold. Do not sell your Bitcoin to MicroStrategy. It's not a good idea. It's actually really stupid because Sailor is somebody who's going to continuously buy and buy and buy, and there's nothing anyone can do about it. The Sailor, so I found this really interesting too. So Strategy co-founder and executive chairman Michael Saylor has entered the Bloomberg Billionaires Index for the first time, with his net worth rising by $1 billion since the start of the year to $7.37 billion. So he's up $1 billion this year. And the only thing in his portfolio is, his not talking about what he doesn't have. Maybe he has some stuff in a ledger or something, right? But he doesn't have any Bitcoin in his said portfolio, but he has a lot of MicroStrategy shares, right? MicroStrategy is buying all the Bitcoin. He might have Bitcoin and, like I said, in a ledger, and he's just not telling anyone or anything like that. But, he doesn't really, buy stuff and take it off, and then take it off exchanges anyway. So he probably doesn't unless he has some somewhere. I don't know. But his net worth is around $7.3 billion. I think Michael Saylor in the next 10 years is going to see his net worth blossom to potentially $100 billion. He's going to be up there with the Elons. He's going to be up there with a lot of different billionaires, Bezos and stuff like that, because of what he's able to do with MicroStrategy and just buy and buy and buy. Bitcoin's going to go up forever because the dollar goes down forever. Dollar's going to be worth less until it is worthless, right? I mean, that's kind of how fiat money goes. And then Bitcoin will be that new standard. Bitcoin will be how everyone kind of justifies how much money they have. And that's going to be a future. That's a future for, maybe my grandchildren, right? But it will happen. Bitcoin will be the number one currency of the world one day, and it's only a matter of time. But let's move along, though. Lions Group Holdings Ltd. Nasdaq announced a strategic reallocation of its crypto treasury. So this was the company that was buying a bunch of Solana and Sui for their treasury. They actually are selling Solana and selling Sui and going into the Hype token. Hyperliquid is something everyone wants right now because it is something different. It is that decentralized perp exchange, the same thing people saw in Terra Luna last cycle, right? I'm pretty sure Hype is going to be the Terra Luna of this cycle. It's going to be the number one asset. If you got in it early, you made a lot of money, but these exchanges will attack it. These exchanges are going to figure out ways to take down these exchanges because they don't want people leaving Binance, Bybit, Coinbase, and going to these decentralized ones where there is no KYC, where they can go around the rules. And your governments don't like them either because the governments are going to lose a lot of money in taxes because people on chain don't always report the amount of taxes. I mean, there's smart people out there that do, but then you have a lot of people who do not. And that is one thing that Hyperliquid and why governments are not going to like it. And they're going to allow exchanges like Binance and Bybit to attack it. But that comes later in the cycle. I think Hyperliquid is going to be $150, $200 token by that point, be worth, billions and billions and billions of dollars. But I do think this will get attacked and it's going to get attacked hard. So I do think you can make a lot of money in it, but you have to know when it is time to get out. And that's just my opinion. I have I'm not looking into it deeper. It's just one of those things where I just see history repeating, and this time it's doing it with a perfect exchange instead of a stablecoin. And if you think that it wasn't the governments and FTX that attacked UST, which was the Terra Luna stablecoin, you're crazy. That was 100% manipulated down. A lot of people made a lot of money off shorting Terra Luna and attacking it. All right. Robinhood joined the S&P, but Sailor and MicroStrategy did not. How do you guys think about that? Why do you guys think Robinhood made the S&P, which is a crypto exchange, and then a DAT, a digital asset treasury like MicroStrategy, the first one actually, did not make the S&P. Strategy is on the Nasdaq, so it is not like it's just nothing, right? But it's not getting in the S&P, which is weird. I think that makes Sailor a little mad. What do you guys think in the chat? Let me know what's going on. We do have a couple comments here. We got myself says liquidity injections by the major central banks is the number one thing that makes the markets go bananas. Yes, 100%. But how is that liquidity injection done? It's by quantitative easing. Quantitative easing, they print money, and they go into the market and they buy bonds up, right? And what that does is that drops the yield that the country has to pay as well. So that's something that you have to understand as well. I mean, I know you do, myself, but that's a huge line of liquidity just entering the markets, and that could be absolutely insane. Because what people seem to do is when the bond yields drop, when they do start quantitative easing, they get risk on. They actually start selling their bonds to the government because they're buying them up at good prices. And then what they do is they take that money, they get into stocks. Well, the people who've made a lot of money in stocks, what do? They want to get riskier too. How do they get risky? Well, they move into assets like on-chain stuff. And that's when they get into assets like Hyperliquid, just like we're seeing with this company right here. So that's going to be really exciting in the future as well. And then moving along though, Soul Strategies, which was a SPAC treasury company, they got approved to be a Nasdaq listing. They're officially no longer a SPAC, and they're also now trading for Nasdaq. So this is crazy. Congratulations, Soul Strategies. This is something that we're going to be seeing a lot of going forward because we see a lot of companies kind of getting ready for this. So this is going to be really exciting as well. All right. So we are seeing gold reaches new all-time high of 3,630. Well, right now it's actually higher than that. It's 3,670, 3637. Okay, 3637 right now. Let me actually remove my line here so you guys can see. Look at this chart. This is absolutely insane. This is the price of gold right now. And what is happening is people are noticing around the world, the older people, they're noticing that we are just printing money to complete trash. Like I said, we're gonna make the dollar worth less until it's worth less. And people are getting scared. They're getting in the gold. What does that normally do? Well, that takes up Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin is looking pretty much the same as gold right now. It did have that little dip. Bitcoin's a little more volatile than gold. Let me actually show you exactly what I mean. So this is Miles Dusher, right? Absolutely amazing. Go follow him if you're not following him. But he has the chart of gold, right? And it's just been, basically following what Bitcoin does. But if you notice, Bitcoin looks exactly like this. It's just more volatile. So when Bitcoin's going sideways, it's going really sideways. Gold has a little bit more of, upward momentum during the sideways. And then you see Bitcoin moving heavily to the upside as you see gold, but it's, if you look at this, it's like 3, while this is like 7, right? So, and then you have some sideways and some downtrend. Bitcoin likes to go heavy when it makes moves, right? So it goes a lot further down. Then you have the uptrend again. Same thing here, same thing here, same thing here. So what's about to happen now is, as you can see, this breaking out of this box, Bitcoin's going to have, a bunch of weeks now where it is heading back and going to break out of this box here and head back up. It should. And so basically by saying this is by October, Bitcoin should be back up to 130 if it follows the thing of gold, which is at an all-time high, while gold is there now. So Bitcoin follows gold. It's like a month or 2 months behind, if not 3. And when it does, it is very strong to the upside. So I'm thinking the next 4 weeks, guys, we're talking about September and October are going to be some of those bullish months that we've ever seen for Bitcoin. And that's going to drive the price of ETH up and your favorite altcoins. So definitely looking forward to that. All right, moving along here, though. Yeah, this is the chart I was talking about here. Just upward, and then you're kind of seeing potentially a move up again. So yeah, sorry I wasn't showing the chart there, but yeah, when you're so low here, it's hard to make sure that you're doing everything. But yeah, so this is the chart here again, just up, and then sideways and up here. And guys, let me know in the chat, bro, if I'm not showing the charts. Come on, help me out here. All right, so and let's move along here. So Tether will invest an additional $100 million in Canadian gold royalty company Elemental Altus, raising a stake at about 37%. So Tether now is getting heavy into gold. And then Tether came out. There was actually a report saying that they sold Bitcoin to buy gold. And Tether CEO Paolo Ardonio clarified on X that Tether has not sold any Bitcoin, refuting reports suggesting a Bitcoin to gold shift. He explained that the same Bitcoin was allocated to XXI initiative, and Tether will continue reinvesting profits into Bitcoin, gold, and land as secure assets. So one thing you have to understand about Tether is they are different than Circle. Circle, they only buy treasuries, and that's it, because that's all the government allows them to do, right? They want to abide by the laws of the U.S. Tether doesn't give a shit. Tether, they buy Bitcoin, they buy gold, they buy land. And so, I mean, I don't know. I love that, though. I love that Tether is different and they're not willing to conform to, prior engagements and stuff like that, they have to do this or they have to do that. They just do whatever they can, and they do it well, man. They 100% do it well. All right. But moving along, though, again, let's get into the crypto fear and greed here. So let's jump to this. Let me actually show you this for now. All right. So last week we were at a 39. Yesterday we were at a 40. Today we're at a 42. So I feel like we should be more bullish. Looking at the chart here, I feel like we should, sitting on just under, a 113. I feel like we should definitely be more bullish here and start pushing upward to the upside, especially with the fear and greed. I think fear and greed is going to be in the 50s this week, 60s next week, and potentially 80s and 90s going into the end of September. But that's just me. But all right, let's kind of get into the Bitcoin price action and crypto bubbles here. Let me bring up where is it? Artura. Where is it? Yeah, just up there it is. All right, so let me show you what's going on using the Artura charts here. It does look really good. We talked about it. It does look like it is a nice cup and potential handle pattern before we break out. That would actually be perfect. What was happening with the rate cuts and stuff like that. So look, we could see a little bit more downtrend with Bitcoin here, and then potentially start moving up, or we could just head straight up, right? We could just head straight up and be next to this top side before we have any downward momentum here. As you can see, I'm in a trade on Artura right now. I'm up $22 to up 40% on my trade. So that is absolutely awesome, by the way. So if you guys are trading on Artura, they do have, a competition, and this Bitcoin price action is brought to you guys by Artura.finance. And I want you guys to be on here, guys. So all you got to do is pretty much make this chart here. As you can see, all you got to do is get a little bit of P&L. This guy right here, if he goes to the end here, he's going to make $10,000 in stable coins. Yeah, for nothing, for absolutely nothing, for just getting $170 P&L. I'm coming for that. I'm coming for that title. I'm going to try my best to break that P&L and be number one. And I'm going to be doing that with my account right here. This is my account. I'm up at $44. I have 5 trades. I'm at a 60% win rate. So that is nice. But as you can see, this guy did 7 trades. This guy did 2. I'm coming for it, guys. And as I think too, if you guys lose a trade, start a new wallet, right? Start a new wallet there, and you guys can do it. Because until these guys start pushing up, I'm coming for them. I'm coming for them. And you guys can do that on Artura. And I'm doing this too for points and all that stuff as well. And if you guys want to get some points, there's another way as well. You guys can go to their vault, and you guys can add money into their vaults here. And what that'll do, that'll earn points without. Or if you're interested in trading but you don't want to lose any money, what you can do is just go long or short on the stablecoin. You can go long or short on Tether, and Tether really doesn't move. So it's one of those things where you can just be in a trade at all times and make some money there. So that's something you guys can do as well. I'm trading ETH right now. Man, should I take profit here? I'm 36%. You know what? I will. I want to take profit over here. Hit this, confirm. Well, it's gonna pop up. Yeah, I'm taking my $20 off the table here. So I'm locking more profit in there as well. So that is awesome. And I do that and it turns red. So that's good. I got my $71 there. Should I short here? Nah, I can't do it, guys. I'm not a short guy. I just can't short. You're not bullish enough. Roll call. My guy, Erdrick is here. Shout out to you, my friend. So glad you'd be joining us today. But yeah, let's jump over to some crypto bubbles here. Damn, that can't be right. OKB is up 300%. Whoa, that is crazy. Oh, I'm on the month. That's why I need to jump to the daily. Wow, I was about to say 300% in a day. That's some bull market stuff. I don't know what this mix is. Look at this thing up 178%. Wow, Wild up 42%. Pengu up 16%. Hex, what a huge day for Hex up 20. Look at your favorite altcoins today, guys. It is looking amazing. Hype up 8 to 8%. AVAX up 4%. Pedal up 6%. Injected up a little bit. Bonk up 10% today. It is looking good today, guys. Bitcoin up 1. XRP up 3. Arrow up 3 or up 5. Athena up 4.3. Wow, absolutely amazing. Let's get a little degen in here as well. Zora up 16%. Open. What is open? Plume, ZBCN, Ultima, ATH, Pulse Chain up 10% as well here. And then we have CVX up 4%. Yeah, man. So very exciting times are ahead, guys. This is just the beginning. But let's get a little bit more degen. Let's take a look at what is happening. Useless up 19% today. White, AOT, NPC up 6%. Yeah, I don't even know a lot of these. Melania is up 3% today. You know it's a good day when Melania is up. Astar. I wonder how they're doing over there. I remember they were building with Sony. I gotta look more into Astar, man. I miss the Polkadot projects I used to always kind of mess with and stuff like that. So, but let's kind of move along here and then jump into some market updates. So a lot not great happening right now. Let's check out I want to do the Ordinals first, if that's okay. So there is a new Ordinal collection called Akita Mia. I think it's a part of the Spark ecosystem. So this is it right here. You are seeing the volume. Let me go to let's go to the 7-day. I think that'll be a little bit more better. Yeah, so we have Ordinal MaxiBit sitting at $2,200. The volume is insane. 55 sales on the week. Bitcoin Puppets sitting at 3K. The volume is at 221,000. So that's pretty good. Puppets at 3K. Man, that seems really enticing to me. I'm not gonna lie. I think that is something that is definitely worth taking a look at right now. Node Monkey sitting at 4,000. You're still, again, probably a really good buy there. Taproot Wizards, that feels manipulated a little bit. Fine Pepe's sitting there at 8,300. I don't even know what that is. It does look like Generals now with BRC20 hype is dropping. They are dropping as well. Akita Mia again, $156, 691 there. I have to look into this. I wonder if there's like a Spark airdrop you get or something for holding that. Very similar to what Generals did for BRC20s. Nomos, OCM, Genesis. This is actually the #1 collection right now by market cap. Think about that for a second. The #1 collection by market cap is OCM Genesis. Pretty crazy right now. It's 10,000 collection times 4,200. Absolutely wild. Runelings there as well. Let's see if we get the Bitcoin frogs. Any movement for frogs are sitting about 550. Natcats are 486. Bitcoin punks are about 583. Airheads back down to $124. Opium the same. All right, let's take a look at what's happening with the runes now. We'll go over to the runes and kind of see what is happening. We have Dog. Man, Dog, what is going on? Down 5% on the week, sitting at around 233 million. I'm still very bullish on Dog and this ecosystem, but we'll see. Magic Internet Money, kind of sitting at 39 million. So it is up a little bit on the day. Billy Cat's down 8%. Billy Cat's got listed on Kraken last week, and it is at 7 million. Absolutely stunning, absolutely insane. Tesla sitting at 29.97. I don't even know who trades this thing. It doesn't even got that blue check mark. I don't know. Gizmo sitting at 3.82, and we got Pups sitting at 14 million. Room World at 540. Rad Tarded is sitting at 0.24. Lobo Wolf Pup sitting at 6.39. Followed by, let's see, Wishy at 349. Trench Kitty, the kitty sitting at 72,000 here. Haven't had a buy in a couple days though, but still people are not listing for under, it looks like 0.0063. So definitely super bullish on Trench Kitty. Remember, Trench Kitty is also trading over on Solana, 176 over on Solana. That's sitting at around 55K over here. So there is some arbitrage opportunity if the market kind of picks up with that. So definitely bullish on Trench Kitty there. So we have 427 holders on the Bitcoin side, 176 on the Solana side. And then remember, Fluid tokens staking is coming to an end. We do have 48 million tokens staked. We will be opening up a second vault in a few weeks. So if you haven't staked yet, maybe not. Maybe wait it out until the next one. But on Wednesday, if you're an OnChain Revolution pass holder or an Ordinal Revolution pass holder, you will be able to stake that and earn some TK if you're interested in that. That'll be a 6-month lock. You stake your pass up for 6 months, and then potentially in January, February, you'll be right in the heart of the bull run. You'll be given your free Trench Kitty, and then you'll get your pass back. It's all done through a non-custodian lock in your wallet. So definitely check that out if you are interested in checking that out. So definitely look into that if you're interested. But absolutely awesome, guys. 48 million, 4.8% of the entire supply locked up until November 28th. Super big, super huge. Love the Trench Kitty community and love what everything that's happening there. All right. Let's take a look at something else here. So I want to take a look at what is going on Spark. So we do know that the runes, a lot of the runes builders are pivoting to Sparks. So it's kind of time to start looking into this ecosystem over here, because what's going to happen is Magic Eden is going to be launching their service, and it's going to make it can be a lot easier for people to buy this stuff. So what does that do? When the buy button gets bigger or easier to use, a lot of these tokens will excel. So what can you do now? Potentially you can head over to something like sparksat.app, and you can potentially buy it over here. And you will be able to send, after you buy the stuff, you will be able to send it to your Xverse wallet if you want, because this is a custodian. It does feel, it says it's not custodian, but I just don't like when the wallet is attached to the site, because the site goes down, you can't access that wallet. I think you get your words though. I think you do get words though. So maybe you can just put that in Xverse anyway. Yeah. So over here, market cap wise, we got Flash Sparks, which they're saying is the Ordi of Sparks, is sitting at around 3.3. Snowflake, which I think is the token of SparkSat, sitting at around 826. Then you have Telespark and Bits. Bits is up, 30%, while Telespark is down 30% almost. Aurora is sitting at 51K market cap. So a lot of these tokens are really small. So, but there is, in my opinion, a lot of opportunity over here, especially with Akita Mia. And so if I was over here, I would only buy the tokens with the check mark, and those check marks are Snowflake and Flashsparks. Flashspark again, sitting at 3 million. If it is like Ordi, I mean, that could be an absolutely huge, but I don't know if we're going to get that type of volume over here. I'm still kind of looking into, I haven't made my first purchase yet of these coins, but I'm still looking and kind of seeing what's going to be. The only thing I don't like about these coins, say I did want to buy it, I got to buy it the old way, guys. I got to buy it just like I buy BRC20. So it's like, what's the difference? Well, it's kind of the point, right? So I don't know. That's kind of a turn off for me as well. But I can buy. So if I did buy this at 140, yeah. So it's not much on the floor here, about $10,000, $12,000, something like that. So yeah, it's something to keep your eye on here. It's something that I've been looking into on a daily basis. Like I said, I have no tokens. You can issue a token if you're interested as well, and then you can check out the list here. The site is a little buggy at times, so you will have to like refresh a lot and stuff like that. So if you just go to BTKN market, it's kind of easier. We can go to the 7-day here and then the 30-day. So same tokens really. So, but yeah, this is the Sats Spark network there. All right, let's jump to the next thing here. I want to show you guys something cool, something I did over the weekend, and I feel like a little kid again. So what I did is I went over to Courtyard. If you guys don't know what Courtyard is, it is where you can buy and sell RWA assets. We're talking Pokemon cards, we're talking sports cards, and we're talking everything that you can do. So as you can see here, you can see just pulled. So when you see just pulled, what that is you can grab a pack. And when you open a pack, they have all different types of packs. Let me actually show you guys the packs. They have your $25 starter packs. They have the big Pokemon Master Pack, and then they have the comic pack. Honestly, guys, I pulled a bunch of packs. I pulled a lot of packs. For me, save your $100 and just go to the marketplace, right? See if you want to see my collection here, because I've been kind of collecting here. If you go to Shizzy, I brought my profile, I'm verified and everything here. And I can go down to my collection, and you can see I bought a Charizard over the weekend. I bought a Charmeleon, and I bought a Charmander. This is the first 3 in my Courtyard collection. I love it, guys. It's fun. It makes me feel like a kid again over here buying Pokemon cards. I think Pokemon cards could be the new NFTs because they have, they're actually backed by, a PSA card where I can redeem it at any moment. So I'm getting really bullish into, RWA assets, and they don't got to be homes and bonds and stable coins, but they can actually be fun stuff like Pokemon card. I can't wait there's a site potentially that would be awesome if I can go and play the Pokemon trade card game with only the cards that I own. Think about that. It's like, how cool would that be if somebody creates that, right? So, and then that they can have like a marketplace where they can buy and sell and make fees there as well. So I don't know. I love that. I don't know. I'm pretty sure anyone can play the Pokemon card game as long as you have the assets. I don't think it's going to be, you can get in trouble or anything. It's just a card game. I don't know though, but that's something maybe even Pokemon could do in the future. But it would be really cool to play with like the PSA assets. So that's cool. But yeah, if you guys are interested, what I do is I'm only collecting the early Pokemon card. I'm not collecting any of the new stuff. So I would just go 1999. Actually, what you can do is actually go to filters. Category Pokemon, close that and go to year because I'm only collecting the 99 and 2000, the early ones, early ones there. And I'm gonna at the what's in here? Anything in here? So you do have the other ones. Still some normal ones in here as well. Damn, dude, Pikachu's going for $1,200. Crazy. Yeah, I'm just gonna I'll just take off 2023. I'll just do these assets here, and then language. I only want to do English. And you kind of see, so right now you got a 1999 first edition Slowbro going for $17, Pikachu going for $450. Then you got Misty's Golduck going for $80 and stuff like that. So I don't know. I really like this stuff. I think it's really cool. Definitely something that I'm doing for fun. Damn it, 99 Blastoise going for $3,800. Is it number 2? 102 Blastoise. Yeah, man, pretty awesome there. I got a comment here. Hydro Sapien, my guy. Malam Yuri is here. Appreciate you guys hopping in and chilling with me today. Yeah, man. So that's really all it is here. But if you are interested in sports cards as well, they do have sports cards and stuff like that. So it's just something that I'm personally doing. I'm just having fun with it. Put a couple bucks into that. But yeah, man. And real quick, let's take a look at the hustle price. I'm super bullish on Agent Hustle. I know a lot of you guys got in early with me. I'm kind of thinking we head back up to 20 million with a dip, and then we kind of head back to 35, 40 million probably by October. They have a lot of big things happening with Agent Hustle. The main thing is Migrate.fund. So when Migrate.fund, they're going to launch probably in the next week or so, and they're going to do their first cohort. When they do the first cohort, they're going to take a portion of the supply and they're going to buy back the Hustle token. Think about that for a second. Them taking the reward of doing the migrations for people and actually having to go back and buy the Hustle token. So that's really awesome. All right. Let's take a look at what is happening on CoinMarketCap. That's it right there. All right, so the biggest winner in the last hour, let's check it out because it has been a bullish hour. We got MYX Finance up. Man, I don't even know what that is. I gotta start looking deeper in this DeFi protocols. Meme Core, man, this thing's been running all week, up 124% there. Kaya, I think that's something on Polkadot, if I believe. WorldCoin up 71% on the week. Virtual is up 19% on the week. Floki, guys, this is getting really bullish to me. A lot of stuff right now is really pushing to the upside. Avalanche up 8%. Aerodrome up 7%. Lido up 4%, and stuff like that. And I just want to see, make sure my guest is coming in here as well. All right. Cool. And then, yeah, so Chronos down 6% on the week. We do now. Chronos had a huge month last month. Lido up 4%. And we have OKB up 14% on the week. That's huge. $189. This chart is crazy because they announced their huge buy or sell. They sold like basically all their tokens, and the thing shot up to $189 from $50, $189. Absolutely awesome. Anyone who's long OKB, which is the OKX coin. I wonder if they're going to change the name of the coin to OKX. I don't know. OKB. Say up 11% on the week. Arbitrum up 3% on the week. Pepe up 7%. SPX 6900 up 21%. Aptos with another big week. I want to look more into the Aptos ecosystem right now too, because I think the Sui ecosystem is getting hot, and Aptos is very similar to Sui in the sense of programming language. They both use Move. The only two that use Move, that, in my opinion. So Pump Fun, huge week for Pump Fun token, up 43%. Dog with Hat up 11%. Stacks up 6%. Immutable. Poly. I'm talking about Poly with Matic. So the Pole token or the Matic token is something that's gotten truly beaten down, right? But if you think about it, Polymarket has two of the biggest decentralized applications out there, which is Polymarket, that's running on the Polygon blockchain. And then now you have Courtyard, which we kind of just went over. Courtyard and Polymarket are the two biggest dApps, in my opinion, in crypto. And for Polymarket to be kind of this beaten down, and this is a screaming buy to me. It really is. I mean, this thing could, when it moves, this thing could really move very quickly. So I'm actually looking into potentially picking up some. What is going on here? It wasn't that low, was it? And then shoot it up. I think that's wrong. I think that's from the previous token name or something. But yeah, $3 billion here for they get up to. Put it back in price. I think price will be easier. There you go. And that's okay. This is better. So we are headed down to 27. This thing was at $1 in March of 2024. So that is a long way up to go. And like I said, it has three of the biggest dApps in crypto running on top of it. Polymarket is definitely something I am getting more bullish on. But let's jump to a roll call here. Let's see on this channel. It is no chart visible. Thanks, Arita. I appreciate that, but it's 3:09 a.m. That's crazy. If that's what it's saying. But yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate that. For some reason, for the X comments, they go on like the top of my chart, so I don't ever see them until I scroll up. But let's jump into roll call here, and let me show what is going on over here. So yeah, so this is it right here. It does show Tim Baker, AODR himself. He said, "Oh yes, TK, my guy, Tim. I know you got reaped last night too. You got the first comment last night, and then it got reaped, and then you piled back in. So shout out to you, my friend. You got your 7th win of the year. Congratulations to you, my friend. Let's jump into the rest of the comments. Arita says no chart visible. Thank you, man. I really appreciate that, honestly. Tim Baker, oh yes, Arita. I was thinking about reaching out to you to see if you want to co-host with me today. I don't know if you'd be interested in that in the future if one of us are out. So let me know if you are or not, because that'd be cool to have you. I know you do your own little shows, so it'd be cool to kind of have you on ours. Matt's is here. Shout out to Matt's. TK. Like I said, I'm going to add you guys to the wheel for tomorrow. And we're going to be doing the wheel spin tomorrow. We got ASAP Benji here. Shout out to ASAP Benji. Spindrift, my guy. Chips and Dip is here. Satoshi Nakamoto. Shizzy, have you been digging into Spark? Yes, man. I have, actually. I've showed a little bit today. There's only 2 tokens that I'm interested in, and that is the Flash Spark and the, I think what's the other one called there? Flash Spark and Frost? Snowflake. Flashpart and Snowflake are the two coins that I'm really bullish in. But yeah, I think there's a lot of opportunity in the Sparky ecosystem for sure, especially now that Xverse and Luminax and Magic Eden are moving over there. Abstract is here. Vader Time, my guy. Chief Axel is here. And then we have Joko, it's GMGM. I have a feeling we have a great week ahead of us. Let's effing go. TK0R. Yes, sir. 100%, man. Dogs on Air is here. Says, good morning, y'all. Will there be a wheel spin today? No wheel spin today. But if you put your stuff in here, I'm going to add you for tomorrow on there as well. So you'll have potentially, we're going to do 6 wheel spins tomorrow. So just a heads up there. Mir is here. Shout out to Mir. Toast, my guy. Appreciate you showing up today. We got Cash Cats with the coffee and the donuts and the dog. Go to the moon. Shout out that Cash Cats, the legendary Cash Cat there. Buenos Ideas is here. Shout out to Buenos Ideas. Stan is here. Agent Hustle, let's go. Super fan, GM, my guy. Appreciate you. Stan says 4 years of madness in comic. Dude, I completely agree, bro. Myself says the ISM PMI is a key indicator of business cycle and the strength of the economy. When that goes up, risk on assets go up 100%. Dude, couldn't agree more. Ramu is here. Shout out to you, my friend. Myself is here. Make Bitcoin fun again. Erdrick is here. Malam, Yuri, Hydro Sapien. Appreciate every single one of you guys who make it every single day. And thank you guys for dealing with me today. I appreciate that too. It is hard to do a show by yourself. Shout out to BitBoy and Ran and all those guys who do shows by themselves there. 100% there as well. All right. So what are we doing now as we wait for Jeff to get in? I guess we can just check out more of the CoinMarketCap. All right. So let's jump into here. So Bitcoin dropping back a little bit. Ethereum, same thing as hour. Ethereum's actually up against Bitcoin in the hour. XRP, got to get above that $3. Got to see it. BNB up the 880. What's BNB's all-time high? We got to be up there. Yeah, I mean, I think we're just about there if we're not at an all-time high right now. BNB is one of the strongest coins right now, especially in the East. Solana, 215 for Solana. Solana's been hanging around 200 for a long time, so it is nice to see Solana gain some momentum there. Dogecoin, 23 cents. Tron at 30 cents. Cardano, back to 86. Cardano's another, retail token that we kind of got to watch for retail to get back in. Chainlink. Chainlink is weird, man. It is the most Web 2 company out there, right? They do Oracle for crypto stuff. I mean, this is the definition of what TradFi wants to hold, but they're not buying it. Chainlink's been sideways for about 5 years. Hasn't really moved at all. They have staking now. They have a lot of different things, but really weird. This thing did go up from like $1 to in like the 2019, 2020 cycle. But yeah, sitting around $23 could be the buying opportunity there. Athena, USDE, SUI, so you get 350, Stellar at 3,700, Bitcoin Cash at 589, Avalanche sitting at $25.68, Hedera sitting at 22 cents, Unis sitting at $9.52, Litecoin at 113, Kronos sitting at 25 cents, Toncoin. Damn, Toncoin, it had a run up. I remember, I think it was 2022, 2023. And now it's kind of sitting there sideways. This is the token of Telegram. We're seeing Polkadot kind of sit there at $4.06. Damn, dude. Polkadot bear market lows right now. This is crazy to me. Does Polkadot bounce back? What do you guys think? Does Polkadot bounce back here? Shout out that Cheaty. What's up, my guy? Patty Poo, the Bitcoin machine himself. Appreciate you guys, man. Absolutely awesome to have you guys here today. No Yago beat today. Hanging at just me. Polkadot sitting at $4. What do you guys think? Do you guys think Polkadot can come back? All-time high of $50. It did have that correction from, up here at 43, down to 13, up to 56. But what do you guys think? Do you think Polkadot can come back? The sentiment looks good. 85.15. I don't know. I think so. I think it can. Jumping over to Shiba Inu. Shiba looks strong, in my opinion. It does look like it's going to continuously be the second biggest behind Doge when it comes to meme coins. Liberty Financial doing really well there as well, sitting around 21 cents, down 15%. This thing got up to I think the high was like 30 cents on the day it launched, and down to about 18. Had a crazy weekend with a bounce back and jumping up there. So that is awesome. I'm happy for World Liberty Fight, even though they did screw over Justin Sun, which was terrible, but it is what it is. What are you gonna do? But yeah, let's jump into our next segment here, and I'm so glad to have someone to talk to, and that person today is the great guy over at MerlinChain. That is bitmap.tech on X. His name is Jeff. He is building something truly special, in my opinion. It is going to be the BitFi central area where you'll be able to take your Bitcoin and earn crazy amount of yield. Not only that, but they do offer huge yield on the Merlin token for a day-to-day lockup or a 6-month lockup. So if you're interested in staking your Merlin, head over to merlinchain.io. But let's bring them up. The man of the hour right here. Let's bring up Jeff. Jeff, welcome back to OnChain Revolution. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Yo, what's up?
How you doing today, buddy?
Good. So today it's just gonna be you and me.
Cool. Me. I figured we can just shoot the shit a little bit, talk about markets. And so I just want to start off with, like, how are you feeling with the markets right now? It is looking like a nice upward momentum. We do have CPI on Thursday and PPI on Wednesday with another jobs number on Thursday. It does feel like the Fed is not really caring about inflation, though. They really care about the jobs numbers, and the jobs numbers in the U.S. are weak. So we are looking into a rate cut on the 17th. But not only that, now we're kind of looking into a rate cut in October. How are you feeling with the markets right now?
Yeah, I think right now it's like 99%. The Fed will lower interest rate in September, which somehow I think the signal is kind of priced in. So the market is not very strong at this moment. I think it's normal because in a year, I think probably 10 months, the market is kind of silent. It's not going down, it's not going up. It's just like stays there. So people just need to be patient. And also, we don't really see many active movement from the market, like we always talk about. Like before, we have inscriptions, we have this DeFi summer, we had NFT, we had the meme season, but now it's kind of quiet. So yeah, I think still a period of waiting. But if the Fed lower the interest rate many times this year and next year, the market will of course be better. And I think when you talk about the job thing, I heard like another point of view, which is in the future we're probably going to have to deal with like low job employment rate for long term, because right now AI is taking like lots of jobs, and I don't think like no matter what Trump do to bring jobs back to America, I don't know who actually believe that could happen like he said. But to me, I don't think this will happen like ever again, because the world is evolving, and sometimes people just cannot have jobs in the market.
Yeah, 100%. And I saw over the weekend, there was a guy, he was on one of those riding lawnmowers, and he looks across and sees a lawnmower using AI, and it's just mowing himself. And it was like a picture. It was like this guy watching his job being taken away in real time. Like that stuff's going to happen.
Yeah, because like right now you have what's that name? What boat taxi? Like I think in like West Coast there are like lots of non-people driving taxis now. Yeah, you can use an app. There's some of these in China,
Weibo, right? Or Weibo or something.
Yeah, I think there are like several different brands. One from Google, one from another company. So, and also that happens in China as well. So I think this will definitely be the mainstream thing in the next 5 to 10 years. And we have the non-person driving, the automobile, and you will have like the lawnmower, like it will just be carried by a robot car to your house, and it starts like doing this and doing that for you, or like cleaning your house, watering your garden. Like all these things can will happen. I don't think I think this will be much cheaper than human labor, and this is like definitely going to happen. And I don't think that's a bad thing, because when production ability is higher, there are just going to be more like social benefits for people. So you don't really actually need to go to work every day, but still achieve benefits from government, like communism, but in a different way, like with all this robot and AI thing. So yeah, so I think the employment rate will be like this, and will be worse and worse in the future, which is like a new norm to everyone.
Yeah, That's true. And then, we start things like just giving people free money at that point, doing like an AI tax where if you use AI or stuff like that. So I don't want to look into that, but I'm sure that's coming. I have a question for you. So I'm sure you know the stock to flow chart from Plan B, right? As you can see, back in 2012, 2013, it went up, blow off top, came back down, blow off top, came back down. And now we're kind of here, right? Which shows me that potentially we're going to head up for a long time. Do you think that we could potentially just slow roll this all the way up to like 500-600K by like, let's just say the end of 2026? Do you think that potentially, because these are all monthly dots, we can get like potentially 12 months of just upward momentum? Or are you kind of in the camp where we kind of get up here and then kind of come back down?
I think like this will be a wild guess, anyhow, because nobody can predict market that long. But I think definitely like next year, Q1, Q2, the price will be up a lot because I think right now it's really undervalued, and somehow it could slow down a bit. But I think I saw news that the other day that combining government and corporate, like my MicroStrategy, so already over 1 million Bitcoin, which is like over probably like 10% of the actual market circulation. So if that number goes above like 15%, 20%, 30%, I think the speed will be much faster, because when like Bitcoin today is very, very different from what we are like we used to know back in like 10 years ago or 5 years ago. So I think the speed will like definitely go up, and those corporate and governments are not willing to sell the Bitcoin because they don't need to. It's just like Apple, they have its own treasury. Like why are you selling your treasury when you are company still make money?
Yeah, you make profit, use that profit, you keep adding to your treasury 100%. And we haven't even seen Apple start buying Bitcoin yet, but Amazon, and all the other places, these bigger companies start at least taking some of their reserves and at least keeping that in Bitcoin. I think that does happen. But not only that, I do see potentially countries, like places like China might add some Bitcoin, and Russia, and then you might see a lot of these like Brazil and stuff start adding Bitcoin to its treasuries and potentially backing their currency against it as well. So that's something, a catalyst that we haven't even started seeing either.
Yeah, and I think this will happen soon, because like it's like a one-way road. You cannot turn back, and suddenly every country says, "Oh, right now we're against Bitcoin." No, this won't happen like at all.
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's jump into Hong Kong. So you were out there shaking hands out there, right? How was it out there? What's your experience of it? And what are you thinking bullish wise for the ecosystem right now?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's like 2 weeks ago during the Hong Kong Bitcoin Summit. It was supposed to be a Bitcoin event, like we did like a few years ago. But I think this year is very different. Apparently, we don't have many ecosystem new builders like back in 2024 and 2023. With the inscriptions, with layer 2s, with DeFi, with Fractal, like with all these new narratives. So this year is kind of different. And we see, many institutions. We see many, traditional financial guy, TradFi guy, and many, listed company in, the Hong Kong stock market, in the Nasdaq as well, coming there. I think the main topic is about the Bitcoin treasury, because this is apparently the biggest thing for Bitcoin this year and last year. And so the bad thing is you don't see many new builders. You don't see many, people with shirts, with slippers, sitting around talk about the new technology. But instead of that, you see lots of people, wearing suits, talking Bitcoin, like the digital gold, and having many partnerships. So it's different, And I mean, people don't like change, but this is happening, and we have like lots of like great important meetings with different people. I think the good thing is all these people from all over the world, they are just paying more attention to Bitcoin as a asset they have to invest. And you see, I think Eric Trump was there too, making a speech. Many people from US were there as well, trying to connect with the Eastern side, because I think people realize right now for Bitcoin, I think it's just US and China. I mean, Greater China area, but it's just US and China for the most parts of the industry, in Bitcoin mining, in the BTC-Fi, in the Bitcoin treasury, all of that. So yeah, I think it's a great event to see people connecting from all over the world. Yeah, we have accomplished something as well. I think we just announced our new program, or like new strategy, called institution hold. HODL, and we have companies working with us. We right now we have 3-4 different companies trying to join as well. We had one company put their 500 Bitcoin, which is about $55 million worth of Bitcoin, into the program to generate the yields. So yeah, I think that's a new trend as well. To have these companies treasury actually put into BTC5 and make yields.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing too, because like these companies are trusting MerlinChain with this, right? They're not doing this stuff on ETH, right? Is that kind of how it's happening? This is kind of going through MerlinChain.
Yeah, and because right now we are on many chains, we just had the official announcement with Sway Foundation as well. We're going to work with Solana for sure, but the news is not out yet. So yeah, so like most major ecosystems right now are working with MBTC. And there are lots of opportunities, in those, no matter arbitrage or on-chain farming. So I think we're just trying to expand our capacity for more Bitcoin, and when trying to find more Bitcoin, institutions are one of the biggest partners for us as well.
Yeah, 100%. And you have Tom Lee, somebody who's just buying up Ethereum because he can stake it. Now you guys are giving opportunity to a lot of these companies to do the same thing with Bitcoin. Basically, take your Bitcoin and you can earn yield with it. Something that we've never seen before, especially going into this year. How big do you think BitFi will be in the future? Do you think it's something that's going to really be someplace where people just live off of their yield from their Bitcoin forever?
Yeah, I think because Bitcoin is a very high valued assets, and right now we see billions of dollars of Bitcoin are just sitting in the treasury. So I think this definitely will be high in the future. Just look at the number wise, and also when we are talking to Sway Foundation, when we're talking to Solana Foundation, when we're talking to all these major DeFi ecosystem, they are paying much more attention to Bitcoin. To these all these different like types of wrapped Bitcoin. Last year people are not paying that much attention, and the year before last year there's nothing called BTC5, right? So right now you can see all these bridges like wormhole layer 0. You can see all this CDBTC from Coinbase, XBTC from OKX, MBTC from Merlin, WBTC from Pico, like all these major players. They're working with these ecosystems. So I think this is like the biggest difference I've seen this year than before, because before they have doubts about like what is this rapid coin, what is the assets behind that, how can we know for sure this is safe? But all of these are changed, and all of this I think right now we are like it's on the right track. So we have all this ecosystem supporting all this Bitcoin, and you have all these companies have lots of Bitcoin in the treasury. This is where like all these volumes and DeFi opportunities are coming from. So I'm like very bullish about this, and I think this is going to be a new norm for these big companies to have treasuries with Bitcoin, because they are going to put that Bitcoin into some DeFi strategy. If that strategy can be proven to be safe, everybody wants to do that.
Yeah, 100%. And you are seeing people get really bullish on the Merlin token because of it, right? The Merlin token shot up. I mean, this thing was trading around, I want to say 8-9 cents for a good portion of the year, and then ripped up to 17 cents over the past like 5-6 days. It is getting a little bit of a pullback now, but which is very healthy. What do you think with that? Potentially BitFi actually moving the Merlin token, because it does seem like a lot of people are bullish on you guys.
Yeah, I think just two things. First, we are proving that ourselves can be making profits from the market. I think this is very important, because if the project doesn't have a healthy business model to make money, it just the builders will eventually quit the project, because they're not making money. So why they're still doing that? I think this is like a very common thing in this cycle, because the altcoin is not that crazy like before. And the second thing is, I think people are just betting if we can make revenues, we can make profits from all this BTC5 strategy. There's a chance that we use that fund, to build our treasury with Merlin token or to buy back tokens from market. So yeah, I think of course, if our company has a way of making revenues and profits, it's definitely going to be healthier for our token as well.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Most chains don't have no revenue. Most chains just live off selling their own coin, and that you can't sustain that way. With Merlin, you guys are actually creating revenue and actually keeping the chain alive that way, which is absolutely awesome. And what I'm hearing a lot from other people around the space, actually calling Merlin an institutional grade asset. Do you believe that? Do you think that Merlin, the token now, is an institutional grade asset, and holding it actually gives you value from institutions?
Yeah, I don't know. I think altcoin is still like an unproven thing. I'm not going to show my token on live, but I think this the altcoin is always risky. But some people they distribute their funds into different assets like Bitcoin, Ethereum, of course, Ethena, Sui, Solana. Some people, and there are some people putting money on alts, to like looking forward, like 100%, 200%, pump in a shorter period of time, because Bitcoin cannot pump to 300K, like today, right? But you can see many altcoins can do that in a very short period of time. So yeah, if you're making bets, you better make bets on those projects are making progress, are making money, are having more and more influence in the market, no matter in the crypto market or in the traditional financial market. So yeah, to me, I always believe my project, but I'm not going to make any suggestions about investment.
Yeah. I 100%. But you guys also have another aspect of your product that's not. I mean, you have it's institutional now. Now you have the AI. You have Wizard.tech. You guys can go mess with that right now. It's absolutely awesome. Could you dig into that a little bit? And when you experienced in Hong Kong, were you seeing a lot of people talking about AI? Because I remember this time last year, AI was like the talk. Everyone was talking about it, especially when we head into November, December. But do you see that potentially AI kind of being another growth cycle? And do you see, what you're building with the Wizard coming to, the mainstream?
Yeah, I think definitely we will see more AI, topics in the Korean blockchain week in the KBW, because that's where all these retail projects, founders, builders are going to. But yeah, I think the things I've seen in the past few months about AI is we don't see many, like crazy or doesn't make sense, like we don't see those crazy projects anymore. We see more, down to the ground, like very, very, proven work, proven products, types of builders. I think I was checking out all these AI products, every week, and serve, a different serve, not a perfect X. I think there's a project called Serve. I use the product a lot, to keep a track on what's going on in the market. I think I was introduced about the Hustler, the AI agent as well. It's working very fine as well. And I was I always go on Twitter and join this Twitter space about AI, but anonymously, just not showing my name. Yeah, but I listen to that all the time. So yeah, I think more and more decent builders right now are focused in AI, and also virtuals. We have lots of friends there. They're building stuff they have progress on weekly basis as well. So yeah, I think right now we see more and more down to the ground legit builders for AI, because the market hype is not about AI at this moment, but there are still people believing AI can make a huge difference to the market. So if the market is getting better and there are new builders, new investors into the market, I think those builders will be benefit first.
Yeah, 100%. And AI is something that normies use every single day, right? And everyone uses ChatGPT or stuff like that. So if we can create an interface just very similar to what you created with the Wizard, to where people aren't downloading extensions anymore, they're not downloading anything, they're just kind of using the chatbot to do all their future trading. And hey, what's my balance? And the chatbot actually tells it its balance and everything. And what would you like to do with this and stuff like that? I think we can get to a better place when it comes to onboarding. Do you agree with that? Do you think chat interface is a new way of crypto?
Yeah, I think that's one of the few things I believe in crypto, which is I don't think the new users are going to use MetaMask or OKX wallet in the future. because this is a pain in the ass for everyone. There are lots of tricks in that. You have to add wallet, you have to add token. If you go onto a phishing site, you will be hacked. Like this is very, very like bad or like hard to use for the new users. So this is like one thing I believe in the future we'll have a different format. It can be a chatbot, it can be an AI agent doing things for you. It can be something combined with Moonshot, with the fiat like ramping on ramping, plus AI agent just for you. It can be many things, but it just won't be MetaMask like anymore. I think MetaMask type of product is not for massive adoption. So yeah. But also I want to point out is right now because AI is not that hot, so we don't have enough infra builders. So when you're trying to get data from chain, you're trying to have like your human language to get what you want. In DeFi, you have lots of infras, you have lots of APIs, you have lots of service providers, you have CoinGecko, you have DEX Screener, you have all kinds of APIs to help you do that. Like before, with the inscriptions, we have Unisat, we have Genie data, we have lots of we have besting slots. We have the industry needs all these infra builders to create a better user products, because you cannot do all these things by yourself. This is one of the hardest tasks when we're developing the wizard, because we have to do many things by ourselves, and this is slowing down a lot. So I think this is something the industry needs. Investors, they need to invest more these on-chain infras to actually have a formal or massive adopted user product, no matter it's AI plus gaming or AI plus trading or AI plus memes, whatever. But we need more infras.
Yeah, 100%, man. Couldn't agree more. Infrastructure is something that we've seen being built, for DeFi in 2019, and we are seeing it being built right now by people like you and Vault and everyone else, Banker and stuff like that. So we are seeing it getting started, but it might be 4 years before we actually see it up and it's successful as DeFi was, right? But there's a lot of opportunity in that. There's a lot of opportunity in getting in things early, especially infrastructure projects like what Merlin's building. But this has been absolutely awesome, Jeff. Man, really appreciate you. Would love to give you the stage one last time to talk to the audience. If anything else you need to say.
Sorry, the internet is kind of laggy. What's the last thing you said?
No, I was just saying if this is there anything else you left off? Any last words?
Yeah. I mean, can you hear me or see me?
Yeah, I hear you. See you fine. Yeah.
Okay, so I cannot see you or hear you normally, but I try to try my best to understand what you're saying. Yeah. I think right now we're just going to expand more in the institutional side. We are going to work with more companies. They're putting their BTC with us, or they're creating a Merl token as the part of their treasuries. So yeah, definitely we are going to do more things about that. And I think this is one thing that all these projects can do at this moment. To work with financial institutions, to work with TradFi people, to inject the liquidity, because right now the crypto market has fewer liquidity than the TradFi market. And also, yeah, with the Wizard, I think the Wizard beta test has been done. We have lots of users in all these groups, Discord groups, WeChat groups, to improve functions. Lots of bugs are fixed. So I think the official version will be live anytime soon. We're going to have some campaigns. Just follow us on Twitter, MerlinChain or BMap Tech, and we'll bring some updates next week as well.
Absolutely amazing. Thank you so much, Jeff. Really appreciate your time.
Cool. Thank you.
Thanks, man.
Bye.
Absolutely awesome, as always. Have the man himself, the wizard, bitmap.tech. You guys need to be checking out Merlin. Merlin's going to be one of the bigger players in the space. I think it's being looked at right now by Kraken, who listed it. I do think you're going to see a Binance listing, potentially even bigger, very, very soon. Really excited for with the Merl token and the Merlin blockchain. People, I've got some stuff over the weekend. Somebody was saying, "Oh, I don't know if Merl's going to get the adoption." And so you have to remember, Merlin is, it's tech that's been grinded for a long time. It's something that's been here since early 2024 now, and it's just been grinding up. No major hacks, nothing on this chain. And I believe in what Jeff is building, and I believe in what MerlinChain can become in the future for sure. Absolutely awesome as well. But that is our show for you guys today. We got 362 people in here, 129 on X, 16 for the Trench Kitty, 111 on YouTube, 106 on Twitch. We appreciate every single one of you guys, man, every single day. And if you guys have a few minutes and wouldn't mind checking out our partners, first partner there is Sats Terminal. Sats Terminal, they're actually building some pretty amazing stuff. So they are building this runes alkane aggregator. You can basically aggregate anything you want from the Bitcoin L1 space. Is a one-stop shop, guys. You want to buy runes, you want to buy alkanes, you do it through Sats Terminal because they're gonna search for the best price for you. They're gonna check Magic Eden, they're gonna check Uniswap, Unisat, they're gonna check Sats Terminal. I mean, RuneStacks and everywhere else to get you guys the best price, but they're also going to be putting out a borrowing and lending. Do not sell your Bitcoin. Borrow against it. That is what the rich do. They don't make money. They borrow money, and then when they do make money, they pay those loans back. But Bitcoin's going to go forever. So why would you want to sell Bitcoin? You need the money. Take a loan out through it, and you guys they're going to be launching their product here very, very soon, where they're going to aggregate you the best way to get yield on your Bitcoin. I'm sorry, get you the best loans and stuff like that on your Bitcoin. So check out satsterminal.com there. Our second partner here is Agent Hustle. AgentHustle.ai is the site. We need you guys to go over there, start checking it out today. It is absolutely awesome. You guys check up here, check your balances, your membership now. Super cheap. You can use it for free. You can have some free prompts, but if you want to get real in depth with Hustle, it's $40 a month. Make sure you guys are paying with Hustle, and make sure you guys are paying the elite hustler as well. $105, way cheaper. Pay with Hustle, guys. Pay with Hustle, and check out everything here. But the main thing, the best thing with Hustle is this. Exit this out. I check this every morning when I'm getting my news and stuff like that. I get Hustle to bring me all my stuff here, and I'm not even showing my screen. Hustle gets me everything I need. Everything all the time. So definitely check out everything. I'm gathering the latest market intelligence for you, pulling trending tokens and key moments. So check out Agent Hustle, guys. And remember, it does have that Agent Hustle token. And I think this thing is about to break out at 14 million right now. For a project like this is easily a $28 million token, in my opinion. I think that's still cheap. So definitely check out agenthustle.ai. And then check out Artura.finance as well. I'm going to take out a trade here right now because I'm getting bullish again here. So I'm going to go buy. And I have $71 in PUSD. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out a trade here. Once this loads back up, I'm going to go up here and I want to do it on Ethereum. Damn, I wish I would have kept my trade open. Oh, well, what are you going to do? I'm going to take this trade here at 436.66. And I'm going to go, maybe I'll wait a little bit, actually. Screw it. I'll do it for you guys. $71. I'm going to bring up the leverage here to 25. Increase spending limit. I'm going to hit accept, confirm. And guys, me doing this as well, what this is doing is I'm earning a crap load of points, not only on Botonics, but on Artura as well. And if I can kind of get, into the leaderboard there, I'm going to buy it buy long, 25x on $71 on Ethereum. And my trade will be active in about 30 seconds and I'll be able to see my P&L and everything else. So definitely check out this. Down 70 cents on it, but $1,500 position size on $70 margin. So definitely check out Artura.finance. Get on the leaderboard. Get on this leaderboard, guys. It's free money waiting for you. Just get on this leaderboard. I promise. All right. And then our next partner, the amazing guys at Tokyo. I was in a space with these guys today. These guys are potentially one of the biggest builders in the space right now. They're building on Cardano. They're building on Bitcoin. And now they're building on Sui. Sui seems like a great place for these guys, man, is mainly because it is fast trading. Their wallet feels awesome when you're trading with Sui. Definitely come here, download the wallet, check it out yourself. If you're interested in you're trading Bitcoin assets, Cardano assets, or Sui assets, you want to do it through a Tokyo wallet. Do it today. Hit the internet button, start trading today, and it'll take you to all the main dApps on Sui and everything you know, all trusted, all done with the Sui wallet. Non-custodian, you get your seed phrase and all that stuff as well. So make sure you guys take advantage of what Tokyo is bringing to the table. And then our next partner here is Merlin. We just had the great Jeff on. What Jeff is building on MerlinChain, in my opinion, is something that is truly special. It is absolutely has everything you need. You have the AI agent there. right? And then you can check out everything here. It'll actually walk you through a lot of the stuff. And then you come here as well, and you can bridge to Merlin. You can bridge your assets or bridge your Bitcoin to Merlin, or you guys can come over here. You can stake your Bitcoin once it's there. Merl Flexible is where you can get 15% APR, day-to-day staking. You can take your rewards and stake them for every day if you want. And then you have the Merl Bonded. Again, you can get your rewards every single day from the 45%, but you will have to lock this for 6 months to get the 45%. So that is up to you. Very, very bullish on what Merlin is bringing to the table, and really, really bullish on people like Jeff, man, 100%. And then check out Ordinal Hive. Ordinal Hive, they just dropped their collection. They have a B now, which is shout out to Fonzie, shout out to everything that they're building over here. But getting that B will get you a portion of their BRC20 token. They are going to be launching as a BRC20, and they're going to be launching with Ordinal as Ordinal Hive Marketplace soon, where you're the fastest place to buy and sell your assets there. So definitely check out everything Ordinal Hive is building. They're going live soon. Ordinalhive.io. Check them out every single day, guys. And that's the show for you guys today. Long one. We do have a comment here. Simpson says, wish list, the AI takeover is both interesting and welcome. The truth is that the reality of it affects jobs is quite scary. Your guest is totally right with his analysis. Yeah, Jeff, 100%. Thinking of where the world is at the moment and where it's headed as far as technology goes, it makes me conclude that Bitcoin and the blockchain technology was ahead of its time when it was launched. Yeah, dude, 100%. I can't imagine AI without crypto, and I can't imagine crypto without AI at this point. There seemed to be like a match made in heaven, and that is our show, guys. And check out, if you guys have a few more minutes and wouldn't mind checking out OnChain Revolution.io is some of the best articles dating all the way back to 2023. Brand new article dropped last week. Spark, you guys can dig into what Spark is building on the Lightning Network or building on top of the Lightning Network. It's absolutely awesome to see. And on top of that, if you guys need a VPN, check out the NordVPN. 60-70% off coupon there for you guys. Definitely check that out. And on top of that, we do have merch, some of the best merch in all the crypto. Check everything out here at OnChainRevolution.io. And we really appreciate you guys. Remember, we are live Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central, 8 a.m. Pacific, and 3 p.m. UTC. Check us out all week, guys. Until tomorrow, peace.
OnChain Revolution roll call. Market recap. You're not bullish enough. No. You're not bullish enough. No. Look at the price go. Bitcoin control. Why you still coping? Price action rolling. Don't fall for bear trap. Swapping indexes and putting it up in the sex. I can take profit right now. OnChain is where I be now. You can never look back.